receive comments from the public. I don't see anyone. Do we have any adjustments or relief from
That's for Mike. Mike, do you have an adjustment?
No, no adjustments this month. Thank you.
No adjustments.
Next up is a consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve or do we want to pull some items out?
I had some concerns about item 4 and item 5. Yes, item 4, it's the minutes on page 3. I guess this would be directed at Eric, I think. Item 16, about mid-page there. It talks about the 4 line breaks, and I had asked at one meeting if these were SJRI lines or Woodlands water lines. And the response that I thought I heard was SJRI.
There's 5, 3 were Estra and 2 were ours.
So it's 5 now. Okay,
I believe 3 were PVC and 2 were AC.
okay, well then
I guess,
I
yeah.
move that we adjust the minutes to reflect 5 breaks and 3 being SJRI and 2 Woodlands water.
Sure.
Yeah, just to clarify that. And item 5, page 11. This is our Panther Branch, Bear Branch drainage project that involves several MUDs, if you recall. And we have allowed MUD 46 to split their payment into two equal amounts. And the second and final portion of this was included in this 147,000. That's a net figure on the income statement here. So the final payment was made of 227,881, and then the 80,092 was transferred out to the capital projects on the prior page. So that equals the 147,789. So just everyone's aware, all the money's been paid in, we're the stewards now, and we have to report back to all the MUDs. Okay, item page 13. Oh, you have a revised page or page 13 due to the double entry on that 192,774. It should have been 17,258. That's on the debt service checking. And then I think Maureen has provided a revised chart sheet, which you should have, and that reflects the revised amounts. That's all I have.
Do I hear a motion?
So second.
Favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is to consider and act upon a resolution for the district's vote for MCAD board of directors. And gee, all of a sudden I forget his name. Arthur Briggerhoff, yes.
This is the last step in the process. Last nominating, now it's time to vote. So you have. Uh-oh. How many votes do they have?
8.
8. So you need a motion to vote your 8 votes to the special district's nominee, Arthur Briggerhoff.
Who's sponsoring Bruce Tuff?
Sorry.
Who's sponsoring Bruce Tuff?
Here, I'm waiting to get the list from the appraisal district on who nominated who. But I thought it was Conner School District, Conner ISD. I thought it was.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so they're
I
gonna,
might be wrong, but I think that's who it is.
Arthur's got to scratch and get a bunch of small votes to get close to his total. Move we nominate Arthur Briggerhoff for our votes.
Favor?
Aye.
Consider and act upon the updated RNS policy.
Yes, so RNS 12 and RNS 13 are the policy documents that essentially memorialize the water and sewer rates that you adopted last month. So this is just putting those into the policy officially. So need a motion to modify or adjust RNS 12 for water rates, RNS 13 for sewer rates, as you approved last month. So no change has been made since then.
So,
So moved.
oh, you moved.
That's my son, yes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, you're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear you over here. Number 11,
Sinus drainage, excuse me.
Number 11, discuss matters related to directors' elections to be called for May 4th, 2024. And include the authorization to post the notice regarding candidate filing period.
Larry, this is for your upcoming election cycle. As we've talked about before, the district has to call the election every 2 years. The first step in that process is to file a notice of the candidate filing period. We have to file that by, I believe it's the second week of December. The filing period is from mid-January until mid-February, so we should have your packets available for you to be able to pick up at the January board meeting. Jeff Franklin.
You want to comment? I am not going to run for reelection.
Well, good to know. Disappointed to hear that, but good to know.
I think we need some younger blood in here.
Well,
All of us.
don't leave too soon now. So the candidate filing period, mid-January to mid-February. We call the election in January. If we don't receive any additional applications for positions, the number of positions that we have, then the district is able to cancel the election in March. If you have more applications than you have positions, then we will move forward with a contested election. As we've done in the most recent years, any contested elections will be held jointly with Montgomery County due to the increased regulation and requirements that have been put in place by the state over the last few years. It really is best for election experts such as Montgomery County Election Central to conduct those on the district's behalf. You've done that the last couple cycles of things. So that's going to be the process moving forward. I don't anticipate us going back to elections held at Woodlands Water, conducted by Woodlands Water again. The all the requirements that you have for elections these days. So that's the upcoming schedule, but for today, all we need action on is to authorize the publication of that or posting of that notice, which will be on your website, at your administrative office outside there, and then also in the boundaries of the district. Happy to answer questions or if there are not any questions.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 12 is to accept Roland's resignation. I guess, do I hear a motion?
He resigned at the last board
I
meeting.
thought we already did that.
No,
he didn't.
We pushed it,
Okay, that's right.
we deferred it to this meeting.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Number 12 or 13, consider an appointment of a new director to fill the vacancy on our board, including the following matters: acceptance of qualification statement and oath of office and so on, the election of officer of board of directors, approval of amended district registration form relative to above. Rather than continue to read these, why don't we go on and do A?
So the first discussion is appointment. I know we didn't really cover that last month because it was Roland's last board meeting. So I think that's the first item. And then from there, do we have the documents to seat today? So this would be a decision by the board to select a replacement if you're ready to do that, and then we would actually seat the director at your next meeting.
So is the floor open for nominations?
Yes.
I nominate Jim Stinson, who is a resident of the district. And his resume is pretty strong, so I recommend him for a directorship.
Second.
Has he been properly vetted?
I move we accept him by acclamation.
Motion's been made to accept by acclamation. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Jim.
Happy to be here.
Election of officer and board of directors.
So we will defer on these items until we see Jim next month, or at your next board meeting. So whether that's in December or January, we'll have these on there to seat and then consider the officers and what have you.
When you say defer these items, did you mean the remainder of the list?
Correct. We don't have his qualification statement, bonds, oaths of office to accept today. So y'all voted to seat Jim as the new board member, but then we'll actually accept his documents and seat him at the next board meeting.
Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Item 14, receive the regular monthly SJRA Woodlands Division report.
Yes, our monthly report is in your packet, fairly routine month. A few things to talk about is the next all mud director meeting is December 4th, Sawdust location from 5 to 7. On page 35, there's a one-pager, a program we've been participating in. We've been doing a COVID scan study with Stanford University, some other independent labs. What they're trying to do, they're looking to modify their methods for detecting these illnesses in the wastewater stream. So it doesn't cost the MUDs anything or the river authority. They're actually paying us all these samples and send it in so they can study it and try to hone their methods. This website here, a lot of good information, a lot of detail. I think there's 70 participants. We're the only ones in Southeast Texas, so easy to find. Pull up the graphs and take a look at everything. But and the last thing is the River Authority just today announced that they will be bringing in their new GM. I believe January is when he starts. His name is Aubrey Spear from Lubbock, city of Lubbock. So he'll be starting in January. If you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer.
Any questions?
So on this, I'm a little curious. Was this by invitation to join this group?
This was, they approached us and asked if we would, participate in it. I'm trying to remember what, I believe it was Rolo Engineering somehow referred us to them.
So they're not planning to notify any agencies of the data they collected. They're just studying it for their own internal use. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, so everything is public information. Everything's out there and,
Like if Montgomery County wants to
oh,
to
yes,
get this
they
information.
were providing this to, I believe the county health, departments. So I believe our information is being provided to Montgomery County.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, part of this is that they're trying to become more accurate with it. the information they're using now is fairly accurate. They're just trying to hone in on exactly what types of proteins, what types of amino acids are indicative of these viruses in the wastewater stream. Sir.
Any other questions? Let's move on to item 15.
That's it.
Do you have a question?
Thought I did, but obviously don't have it. Never mind. Go ahead. Oh, wait, I found it. Page 42. The bottom of the income statement there's a note that says the past due accounts receivable are almost $22 million. The question that I have is, does that include principal, interest, and penalties, or is that just principal only?
I'll get you that answer.
And I'd be interested to know what the interest rate that we're charging them, because at the current prevailing interest rates, they can earn, City of Conroe, let's call it who it is, can earn over 5% interest on the funds that they're not paying. So if we're charging less than that, they have zero incentive. Not that they had any before, but this will only enhance their brick wall.
Yes, sir. I'll get this question up to our accounting department, get it back there.
Receive the attorney's report.
No journal items under the attorney's report today.
Receive and act upon the general manager.
All right, good afternoon. A couple minor things. Just wanted to let you know, I attended the Texas Water Conservation Association conference 2 weeks ago in San Antonio. And then last week I attended the AWWA Waterline Condition-Based Assessment Training that was put on by the two engineers that did the project in California that we've all read about in the last couple of months. I guess Costa Mesa AWWA deal. So they were the professors of the class, about 18-hour instructional. So that was pretty good information. Kind of gave some insight into what we might be looking at as far as AC condition based. It wasn't specifically for AC. It was waterline in general. So there were folks from all over the country, Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Nevada, California. And so, as you can imagine, they're not all dealing with AC. They're dealing with ductile and cast iron and different types of pipe. But overall, it was about condition-based assessment of water lines in general. So pretty good information. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that.
Was it consensus to just let it run to failure?
No, in fact, no, nor was it to just go fix everything either. And so I guess my biggest couple takeaways were that there's not really just this perfect list to follow and, you know, that fits every municipality. So that was probably the first one. And the other one was that that destructive testing is maybe not as cost effective for the additional data that you get beyond non-destructive testing. So I found that a little bit interesting. And then what really kind of came out was amongst all that testing, they really relied on the historical breaks per 100 miles. That it is per 100 miles. So you have to extrapolate your breaks out to 100 miles.
And so they have a standard where if you hit that,
Well, it wasn't even that specific, but you know, if you were in that in the teens or 20s and you're starting to get into that area, that's when, you know, you would have a little bit more robust replacement situation, it seemed like to me. But again, you're also dealing with different pipe. And so, you know, the cast iron and ductile pipe, you're dealing with corrosion and different situations up there. And the AC, it definitely relies on your bedding and backfill, not so much. And the corrosivity of the soils. at breaking down the pipe itself. A lot of different factors that play in. And there wasn't just one factor that they really fall upon. It was just, they did recognize that bedding backfill holds a very strong, piece of this as well, which we know that we have constricting and expanding soils here, when it dries and rains, drought and rain. So that's what we experienced with the leaks that you just mentioned over the past, 60 days. Or right when that rain started coming, about 45 days ago or 60 days ago is when the breaks started happening. But anyway, wanted to update you on the retirement reception for your new board member. December 14th, we're looking at is the Thursday evening. Probably do something here in the evening, come and go, just situation. So more to come on that. We'll send out a official notice to everyone. Wanted to point out a couple staff anniversaries. Jeannie has her 27th year with WWA, and then Wayne is at 10 years. So
You're 14, but
and with that, I turn it over to John to talk about the communications report.
Afternoon. Page 54 in your packets. We have a lot of different topics that are in our messaging right now, just given the time of year and different things going on. So I want to make sure you're cued into the major ones in case you're not tracking everything, in case you get questions. We continue to do more on infrastructure renewal. We're not getting into specifics, of course, on projects, but we're really just noting more and more that we have aging infrastructure that's going to need reinvestment time. A few different things on that are billing related, most notably the investment notifications. So that went on this current month's water bill, pushing that out through our other forms too. We'll continue to do so for the next few months. We redesigned the back of the bill, so both compare the 2020 through 2024 rates and see exactly what changed and how much. There is an annual community survey out right now. If you haven't seen that, watch for the emails. Another email went out today. You can also find it on social media. You can find it on our website. So we do this annually. Last year, really good information came of it. We're rerunning that with a couple additional questions this year, and that'll be a good gauge to see what kind of job we've done in the last 12 months. So that'll wrap up this week, and I'll present the findings to you the next time. And then we have our standard seasonal topics, freeze protection, caring for your lawn in the winter and so forth, that we're messaging as well. We amended the website a little bit. We added a news section. So current news and service alerts will house there. And there is an archive component to that as well. And page 55, some of the in-person outreach events that we attended over the past month, basically wrap things up for the year on that front. We'll start anew in January. There'll be more opportunities to get out in the public and engage on that front. And the next couple pages are just examples of some of our current marketing materials. Any questions?
we have a new date for the recycling that was canceled Saturday.
Is that right? A new date got set?
It's a question.
Do we? Oh, I haven't heard of them set. I haven't heard of a new one yet. Yeah, unfortunately.
All right.
I do know they intend to hold it. They just got to figure out when.
I showed up and looked at the river.
I'd like to talk to people, and I read the sign, cancel.
Yeah, kind of last
What that
minute.
sign was, there was a bus parked there and I didn't see it.
We'll be out, speaking of township events, so we'll be part of their Arbor Day event in January and others. And then we have been coordinating with the township, Howard Hughes and SGRA on their 50th anniversary celebration. So a number of opportunities the next 12 months or so surrounding that. So we're working closely with them to coordinate our messages, celebrate being 50 and celebrate our 50-year-old infrastructure. Thanks.
Questions?
Thank you. That's all I have.
Receiving trustee report. All we have anything to add?
Well, the biggest item was the item that was discussed in closed session, so I can't discuss that here, but I think all the other items have been covered.
Okay. Do we have any need to reconvene?
We need to go into closed session. Yes, sir.
Session.
Yep.
Reconvene.